I really just was locked in. I was locked in on my goals, on my habits, on my content. Hello everyone, welcome to my March 2025 reset and plan with me. Guys, I am in such a good mood. I am feeling amazing. February was such a transformative month, not in the sense of like anything crazy happening, but I really just was locked in. Okay, February in 2 words, locked in. I was locked in on my goals, on my habits, on my content, and I'll get into it in my like reflection and goal setting section, but I just am feeling really good. And I don't think I've felt this motivated for my goals, felt this motivated for my life in like a year. I don't know what switched in January, but something clicked in January and all of a sudden I felt like how I used to feel about goal setting. I felt like how I used to feel about habits and waking up early and my wellness routine. And it feels so good to feel that again because like I said, it's probably been a year, like the past year. I'm not going into it, but it was hard for a lot of reasons. But I think the hardest part of all of it was I was not feeling motivated or excited, maybe is a better word, because I don't always believe you have to have motivation to like move forward. And I didn't. Like I was still putting in the work on my goals, on my habits, on my businesses, even when I wasn't motivated this past year in like 2024. But it's so much more fun to work on what you love and to work on your businesses and to work on your goals when you do have that little spark of motivation or just that little, spark of and zest for life back. Like, I don't know what it was, but all glory to God because I have been feeling really good. And so all that to say, I'm excited to hopefully bring that energy to you guys in this video and in my videos from here on out. In these reset videos, I do a monthly reflection where I go into like the highs and lows, life balance scale of my previous month, and then set intentions for the next month, along with go over my goals from the previous month, set new goals for the next month. There's always a middle portion of the reset that changes month to month. Sometimes it's a bucket list, sometimes we're deep cleaning. Last month, I talked about going on like solo dates and doing stuff independently because of, February, Valentine's Day. And so yeah, stay tuned to see what the middle of this video is going to be. I may do like a meal prep type of section because like I said, I've been so on my health and wellness grind and it feels really good and it excites me. So I usually do something, that excites me that I want to talk or share about. And then at the end is my content corner where I recap all the movies, TV shows, and books that I read in the previous month. So I sadly didn't charge my camera, so let's just jump into this video and let's start with my monthly reflection. I use the planning pages that are in my daily planner. This is the planner I design and sell. I've had it for about 1.5 years now, different colors. This is our coffee color. It's almost sold out in this shade. So if you're wanting a nice new planner, it's undated, so you can start it whenever. You can start this March 1st. And so I'm going to move over so you guys can see the pages, but you can obviously do this reflection without the planner, but if you have the planner, you can follow along with me. Okay, so going to our monthly reflection page, you get one of these every month. The first thing we do is talk about our core memories. So things that happened the previous month, good or bad, but just like we try to focus on the good highs, but some lows may be in there as well. But for the past month, I had, like I said, a really good month. First off, with like February and Valentine's Day, I had 3 Galentine's parties, just felt very loved by friends, and just, I love women, I literally, my Instagram caption on February 15th was, I love when women, because I love my friends. And Valentine's Day, I love all holidays. So even though this was my first Valentine's Day single in many years, I still had a fantastic day. I was dancing, this new Sabrina Carpenter Deluxe album came out. I was living life and just enjoying my Valentine's Day and like the month of cute pink and red and chocolate. And I love holidays. So any excuse to celebrate is great with me. And so I had an amazing Valentine's, all of that. I also, like I said, was just feeling very motivated for my health and wellness, which I'll get into in my goals, like what I did exactly and what I'm going to continue to keep doing to feel my best. And then working with Hatch was a really great work high. I'm working with them. I've worked with them 2 times now, and I'm working with them a 3rd time in March. And like I said, it's literally sitting behind me on my nightstand. They are a dream brand for me. I've used the clock for so long, recommended it to so many friends, and the fact that they love working with me too is really great because, like I said, dream brand for me. And so working with the Hatch alarm clock has been really cool. And then lastly, I didn't like have any super exciting planned like trips or big things happening this month besides like these little Galentine's parties and stuff. But I have a lot of trips planned for March. I'm like gone for half the month. And so part of me has just been getting excited, shopping, which we'll get into in finance, but shopping for outfits for those trips, planning those trips, and just getting super stoked for everything that's coming in March. So this month's wins, obviously just like feeling like I'm motivated is a win, but I think also what's helping me with that too is staying consistent with the habits that I want to set, which we'll get into, but waking up early, getting 10,000 steps, protein. And then I started working with a life coach a little bit, recommendation from my mom. And so I've only had one session with her, but I'm really excited to continue that this spring. And yeah, I think it's kind of like a therapist slash life coach, I would say. She's also Christian, and I just am really excited to kind of see how that helps me mentally. I think this is a perfect time in my life to have that guidance as I think through things, as new possibilities and opportunities open up. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. And I'm proud of myself for starting with her. And I'm also proud of myself for just doing some things on my life to-do list that I have been pushing off for months. Literally the most random things, but if you know, you know, like scheduling a dentist appointment, I pushed that off for months. I finally did it in February. Getting my windshield changed on my car, that's been for almost a year. And then I need to get my phone fixed still, but I'm planning to do that before the end of the month. So just like checking things off that to-do list that every time you think about it, it puts a pit in your stomach, and moving forward with your life. Like that just feels so good to check off. My improve for next month, I think literally it's just going to be to shop a little bit less, but that's okay. If you watch my budget with me's, you will know that I budgeted for a higher shopping month because I knew I wanted to buy some new things for my trips and just enjoy this season of that. And so, but I know going into March, like I've done the shopping in February, I need to do a little less shopping for myself in March. Okay, so now getting to my favorite section of this page, which is the life balance scale. Basically, you rate yourself from 1 to 5 in all of these areas of your life, and this is going to help you determine like where you maybe want to spend where you need to spend maybe a little bit more time focusing. Maybe your social scale was low this past month, so you're like, okay, I need to make more plans with my friends moving forward for March, or you know, your finances you need to pay a little bit more attention to. So it's just good, I think, to do a little life audit like this once a month. And this is how I feel like I live a really balanced life with friends, with work, with personal, with hobbies. Like this is how I kind of manage it all and keep myself in track. So for work, I'm giving myself a 4 out of 5. Had a really productive work month, but it was slower than Q4 and January, which was great. So I feel like I was really able to focus in and do quality work rather than just like trying to get through the month. Personal, 5 out of 5. Like I said, I've been on my goals. I've been on my habits. Same thing for wellness. I have not been this consistent with like eating healthy or having movement every day in probably since the summer. So I'm giving myself 5 stars there as well. Social, I'm giving myself 3 stars. Like I said, pretty social month, nothing too crazy, just like my average, seeing friends multiple times a week, hanging with family when I can, all of that. Finances, I'm giving myself a 2, but that's okay. Like I said, we're going to have a little stricter budget next month, but this month I was paying for trips, paying for clothes, all of that fun stuff. And then hobbies, I'm giving myself a 3. My main hobby this month has been like my meal prepping, my grocery shopping, my fitness, which is totally fine. That's an amazing hobby to have. I just haven't had time, or it's been so cold out. I haven't really like gone outside to play golf or pickleball. I haven't been reading a ton this month, which we'll get into in my content corner. So I'd like to pick up a few of my hobbies again in March, but we'll see. That was my February reflection. Now let's move on to my February goals, going over what I accomplished and what I didn't and what I'm setting for March. So my first big goal for February was to get 20 hours done of a real estate course. I haven't gone into detail about like why I'm doing this course, why I'm trying to get my real estate license. I'm going to explain it once it happens. It's just like I've said I was going to do it before. I never did it. And so I kind of want to wait till it's done to kind of go into an explanation. But just so you guys know, that's why I'm trying to wake up earlier, trying to make more time in my week to get this course done. So I did do that. I did get through 20 hours. I have like 60 hours to go. So fun. I went through my business's finances, started categorizing transactions for the previous year. I have not finished my taxes, so that's going to be a goal for March, is to submit those taxes, but I have been making headway, so I'm giving myself like half a check here. 3 was just to stay connected in small group, and it's funny I wrote that. I don't know exactly why I wrote that, but I did. I think it's good for me to like stay connected, be excited going to church, see people I know and love there. And so I have gone to small group. The only time I didn't go to small group this month was when I went to a Galentine's party. So still socializing, staying in contact with friends, and prioritizing those relationships in my life. So for mini goals, the first one was to train an intern for my part-time job that we're hiring for. We still have not found that person yet, which it's actually not really my fault. So I did not achieve this, but I'm not feeling bad about it. This role has evolved. We're looking for like more of a full-time person maybe now. I don't know. But when the time comes to train that person or not train that person, it'll happen. So I'm not too worried. Get my 10,000 steps a day. Literally, I remember setting this goal because in January I was getting like 2,000 to 4,000 steps on days that I wasn't going on a walk. And so I've made it a priority to go on a walk, a long walk every single day as much as I can. I would say I do it like 5 to 6 days a week at this point for the past 3 weeks. So yeah, checking that off. We're doing really good. And then post 3 short form videos a week. I'm really proud of myself for sticking with this. I have been on my personal TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts game. So if you ever want to see any of my short form content, I post roughly 3 times a week there. So a little bit more than like long form YouTube content. And you can find those at Miss Hannah Ashton on any of those platforms. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself for trying out new things there. We're doing some series. We're just sharing my life, sharing fun videos. And so I'm proud of myself for sticking with all of that. Okay, I wanted to walk through how I plan out my month. I know I show you guys usually my planning it out in my planner, but I thought I would walk you through the pages if you haven't seen it yet. So I'm sipping on a coconut iced latte. Bring me the spring vibes, please. So first you just circle the month up here. So we are in March. And then you write your focus for the month. For me, it is going to be traveling. And then just pull up any calendar to fill in the dates. I also am going to use a colored pencil just for fun, but of course you can use whatever. So March 1st is Saturday. And then what you can do if you get to like the 29th and the page is ending, just do like what any calendar does and do a half day. So let's see, there's 31 days in March. So we're gonna do 30 and 31. All right, now I'm gonna fill in when I'm traveling and all of that, just like you would a normal calendar. Okay, and now for the aspects of this planner that I love that I don't see on every planner is there's a weekly to-do list over here. So you can write out like, okay, week to week, what do I need to get done? Since this is a daily planner, I wanted to have a spot where you could also plan out your weeks if needed. So like, for example, this second week, I know I'm going to be traveling a lot. So like this first weekend, I know I need to pack and clean. I know that once I get back this week, it's going to be like heavy grocery restock. This last week I'm going to be out of town, so work catch up, order newly, like little things like that you just may need to keep on track week to week of your month. And then down here at the bottom, there's some fun pages too, where you can write out the bills you need to pay, not super fun, but the bills you need to pay to track that, appointments you need to make, books, movies / TV you want to read and watch, which is fun, and then a little spot for notes as well. So I'm going to fill these in and then it will be good. Make sure that all of these expenses come out of my account each month. Appointments to make. Last month I did dentist and hair. I think in March all I'm gonna have is brow wax and an oil change. Ooh, books, movies. Maybe Snow White, the new Snow White live action comes out. Maybe I'll see that in theaters, maybe not. And then watch the new Love is Blind. All right, I don't think I have any notes right now, but that is how I fill in the monthly spread in the daily planner. Okay, now moving on to goals that I'm setting for March. I also, if you guys remember, if you followed me at the beginning of the year, I created a Notion template called Dream and Design 2025, and it lays out where you can set your big goals, your mini goals, all of that. So if you want a free template to work in that's digital or you don't have the planner, you can go there. So let me go into mine just to show you guys. I can't believe we're in the last month of quarter 1. That's crazy. I feel like January felt so long and February just flew by. So my big goals for March, one is to finish my real estate course. So yes, I said I have like 60 hours. I'm going to be grinding on this course this month. Okay. We're getting it done. I'm just continuing my 10,000 steps a day and getting 100+ grams of protein in a day. Just watching what I eat, trying to eat healthier, and getting 100 to 130 grams of protein, which I used to think was the craziest thing ever. Now I feel like it's pretty easy for me because I know what foods to grab, what foods are going to help me reach that goal. Maybe I'll do a day in the life like hitting my protein goal, because it's gotten a lot easier. Like when I was trying to do this in November, it was so hard for me to hit 100 grams of protein. Now I hit 100 to 130 pretty easily, as long as I'm like making the right decisions. Now, I put this goal in January because my goal for the whole year is to pay off $10,000 in debt based in my car payment and student loans. And so if I want to reach that end goal, if I break it up by quarter, I need to be paying off about $2,500 in debt each quarter. So far, I need to go in. I paid off a little over $1,000, so I do need to set aside some money this month. Again, this is where like maybe less shopping will come in handy to pay off and finish off $2,500 in debt so far for the year so that I can reach that larger goal by December. So that's my other big goal. For mini goals, I want to hit 15K on my personal TikTok, my Hannah Ashton TikTok. I am at 10.3, so I need to grow like 5,000 followers, but I know that could only just be a few videos working out, and so I'm hoping that that happens this month. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you can help me reach this goal by going over there and giving me a follow. I promise it's great content like this. I need to submit my taxes to my accountant, and I want to read 4 books because, as you'll hear, I have not been reading enough this year for a few different reasons, but I'm going to try to hop back on my reading grind while I'm on those planes, while I'm traveling, like just try to get closer to my end of year book goal, which is 50 books. So far, I've only read 2. So then what I do, which if you have the planner, you'll notice this, is there's a place where you can break up your goals into projects. You can write out action steps, but you can also break them down into projects and habits. So basically, like with the goals that I set, my project goals would be the real estate course, because that's something I work on a little bit every few days. My taxes, also that's like a project with like an end date. Growing my personal TikTok and paying off debt. Those are things that I can like check, check, check. Habits are things that you do more like daily, of course. And so my 10K steps, hitting my protein goal, and reading 4 books, reading daily is a habit goal. So if you want to know more about like how I attack project goals versus habit goals, how to actually achieve these things and feel your best and dream and design your life, then you can go to one of my goal setting videos I did at the beginning of the year. I will link it here on the screen and in the description box, because I get so nitty gritty about like how to actually achieve your goals every month. So if you're wondering like, Hannah, how do you check these off? Like how did you start implementing new habits? Go watch that video and I share there. Okay, so that was it for the reflection and goal setting. Now let's move on to this middle part of the video. Let's see what we have in store this month. Okay, so for this middle section of my March reset, I thought I would give my tips for eating higher protein and getting 10,000 steps in, because I talked about in the reflection and goal setting, like how much that has changed my life the past few weeks. I did see also a lot of requests on my recent vlog where I talked about it, that you guys want like a what I eat in a day, what I eat in a week, grocery haul, all that fun stuff. I do have a Sunday reset video coming next where I show you guys what I bought from the store for the week and meal prepped, but I'm going out of town next week, and so I can't do like a full what I eat in a week for a few weeks, but I thought I would show you guys here and just give some tips. So if you're trying to eat higher protein, here's how I'm eating: 100 to 150 grams a day. It does fluctuate. I think it should fluctuate based on, how much I'm working out, cycle changes, all of that. But we aim for at least over 100 grams. And even the thought of just like eating more protein and trying to eat 100 grams comes from some research, which I'll try to put in the description box if I can re-find the links. But they say that you should be eating around your body weight or your goal body weight in grams of protein. So for example, I weigh around 130 pounds. So that's why I'm trying to eat at least over 100 grams, but somewhere in that 100 to 150 gram range. So here is what I'm eating. I also talked in my recent vlog about how you really have to be mindful of it because it is hard, especially if you're not used to eating a lot of protein in your day. And as someone who's always, well, mostly always eaten meat, protein, animal products, all of that, it's still difficult. So first thing we're going to talk about is healthy swaps. So these are some things that if you're on like protein TikTok, you may see a little bit more of. But first up, we have Fairlife milk. So this is an easy swap if you are already drinking milk, or even if you're lactose free. This is lactose free. So the cool thing about Fairlife is they have about double the protein. This has 13 grams of protein per cup. Meanwhile, this organic 2% has 8 grams. I do think there's maybe some things in here that aren't as like whole and amazing and organic. So that's why I don't drink this. Like I didn't do a full swap, but if I'm making a coffee or I know a lot of people who make Ninja Creamies will use this in their Ninja Creamies to get more protein. So or if I'm doing recipes where I want more protein, like protein muffins or pancakes, that's when I'll switch in a higher protein milk. But like in my coffee every day and stuff, I still want to go for just like the organic milk. Also along those lines, I'm a big yogurt girl. I've always loved just Chobani or Faya Greek plain yogurt, but I've been seeing these on TikTok. They're from Oikos and they have a lot more protein per serving. So this is the 15 gram one. They also have a 20 gram version and they taste amazing. This is the banana flavor. It's so good. Again, this is going to have a little bit more of those artificial, I don't think it has artificial sweeteners, but it has natural sweeteners, which isn't amazing. So if you're wanting to eat more like whole, no extra chemicals, just opt for the plain Greek yogurt. But if you're really trying to like get more protein in, this is a great substitute for when I'm like needing a little something. The next swap, this is a really easy one, is just starting to use protein pasta. So you may have heard of Bonza pasta made with chickpeas. This protein from Barilla is, I think, better tasting than Bonza. And this is made with, it still has flour, so it's not gluten-free, but this has 2 ounces, is 10 grams of protein in here. So a great substitute if you're just making pasta, to use protein pasta, get even more protein in there. I also love adding bone broth to soups and all of that. Okay, I found these in my work's office, but they're huge on TikTok Shop. If you're looking for a dessert option that's high in protein, these aren't like super healthy. I mean, they are healthy, but they are still, they're brownies. They're protein brownies. So still considered a dessert, but I have had like the cinnamon roll one for breakfast sometimes. They are so good. This is a variety pack. I got it off of Amazon or it's on TikTok Shop. They're called Alpha Bites. It's a Latino owned company too, which I love. And these are like little protein squares. They're usually like 220 calories with 19 grams of protein and 5 grams of collagen. This is the cinnamon roll flavor. I've already eaten all the chocolate ones. They have cookie dough, which is one of my favorites. Birthday cake is really good. I haven't tried banana bread, but that's in here as well. So I really love these for like a high protein dessert. You can heat them up in the microwave, add them to your yogurt bowls. So good. Speaking of yogurt bowls, I said this in my recent vlog where I was just like card chatting about my protein journey. If you want to easily up your protein game, just start eating more cottage cheese. I'm telling you, I love the taste personally, and I don't mind the texture at all. If you don't like the texture, you can actually blend it and it makes it a little bit easier to handle if you don't like a chunky yogurt texture. What I do to this, I eat this savory or sweet. I will mix it with avocado for avocado toast to add some protein to what normally is not a very high protein meal, just plain avocado toast. I will add a scoop with ground beef into like my burrito bowls. I will add it to smoothies, of course. Actually, I usually add like Greek yogurt to smoothies. I've always been doing that. I will add it to my yogurt bowls with yogurt, protein powder, all that other stuff. I literally just add it to everything. Start adding it everywhere, and I promise it is such a great addition. 80 calories for a half a cup with 14 grams of protein. Also, what you can do with cottage cheese or Greek yogurt is actually make bagels. If you guys haven't seen, these have been going viral on like Pinterest and TikTok. I show you in my next video, my Sunday reset. I meal prepped these. I did a sweet version, a cinnamon vanilla bagel. Look how good that looks. I just had one for breakfast this morning. And then I did an everything bagel, which are my favorites. These are 3 ingredients. This is just cottage cheese, flour, baking powder, and salt. Okay, so 4 ingredients, but look at how good that looks. Literally made with cottage cheese and flour. I don't know how it works, but it does. You can also make crackers with cottage cheese. Like, it is seriously the new food that you can do anything with. Hopefully you can stomach dairy, because if you can, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, amazing for hitting your protein goals. That brings us to, as you can see, my little meal prep here. Meal prepping. Okay, so hold on, let me set you back up.
So I don't meal prep like my full lunches, my full dinners, but I do make a plan going into the week for what I'm going to buy at the grocery store for produce and protein, and then what, like a loose idea of what I'm going to make. So like, for example, I meal prepped these bagels so that I have a breakfast or snack throughout the week, a high protein version. I will choose like 3 main proteins. So this week it was salmon, ground beef, and chicken. 2 nights ago, I meal prepped this huge thing of salmon. I'll insert a photo. I put it on my Instagram story. And that big thing of salmon, which was only $8 at Kroger, which that's insane how cheap that is, but has lasted me 3 meals. So I had for dinner, lunch yesterday, and I'm going to have it for actually 4 meals, 2 dinners and 2 lunches. And I just made that with some asparagus and a little bit of rice. And there we go. I have 4 meals that I wasn't like, oh, I'm eating the same thing for lunch every day. I just kind of decide that day if I want it for lunch or for dinner. And I don't like eating food that's more than like, I would say 3 days old. So that's why I also made ground beef, which I'm almost used up with. I use this for tacos or taco bowls, again, with the cottage cheese. Like I haven't baked the chicken yet because I didn't want to like make all of that on Sunday. It's now Wednesday and I'm not eating the chicken till Thursday, Friday. So like I'll make the chicken today and have it the rest of the week. So I don't meal prep everything at the front of the week. I just get like an overall plan, make a few key things and go from there. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is supplements like protein powders. So obviously like protein powders, protein bars help a ton. Oh, I have to get one more thing. My work also has these protein bars, the Built ones. These are currently my favorite. Built Puff. They literally taste like marshmallows. 17 grams of protein, 140 calories. This is the brownie batter, but the churro one is also so freaking good. These are really good. And then the company that I work for part-time, I run their TikTok, is Be Amazing, and I do love their protein powders. So I try to only do like a serving of protein a day. So I'll either do a coffee with protein, smoothie with protein. I'm going to make a matcha with protein today, or I'll do a bar or something for a dessert or breakfast or a snack. So these are 2 of my favorite flavors from the Be Amazing brand. These are really fun and unique flavors. This one, we literally collaborated with IHOP. It's called Pancakes and Syrup. This with a banana in a smoothie is so delicious. It is like a banana pancake. It's amazing. It's sold out right now and I'm like running low on the bag, so I'm really savoring it. This is one of our best-selling flavors that we've had for forever. It is brown sugar oatmeal. People love this in coffee. I just made a bunch of videos on TikTok for them how you can mix this with some espresso and some oat milk, and it's like an at-home brown sugar shaken espresso. It's also amazing in oatmeal because it already has that delicious like warm oatmeal flavor. It's very sweet. It's like a brown sugar cookie. 2 of my favorites. And I think right now I may make a matcha with our strawberry Dole Whip flavor, which is another fan favorite. You guys know I love my Disney, love my Dole Whip, so I may make that as well. But yeah, that is a breakdown of how and what I'm eating or drinking to up my protein. Again, these were like little things I found over the past 3 months that have helped me because I've started trying to eat more protein since I would say like November of last year. So these are little things that I found really help me hit that 100 to 150 grams. I think if you're going to count anything with your diet, counting protein is a great thing to do. Protein and fiber. You also need to be getting enough fiber in your day to help digest the protein, which is super important. Just take stock day to day of like how much you're actually eating and then be like, okay, where can I add in a swap? Do I pick up some of these at the grocery store? Do I switch this milk out in my smoothies instead of almond milk to get some more protein in? Like just find little switches and then you'll find maybe you'll get addicted like me and just love the feeling you have when you eat more protein. I am fuller longer. I feel like it helps lean out my muscles. Obviously it helps build muscle. And I just think I feel amazing when I am eating more protein, and so I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, I hope you guys like this little wellness segment of this reset video. Like I said at the beginning, this little middle section changes month to month on what like I'm interested in, what I want to chat about with you guys, but I feel like I've gotten a lot of people interested in my like protein 10K step journey, so I thought I would make this section a part of this video and let me know what you guys think. And if you also want me to do more of this recapping what I eat in a day in vlogs as well. All right, now let's go on my walk for the day and I will tell you guys my tips for getting 10,000 steps in.
So I'm on my second walk of the day. I went on one this morning just for about 20 minutes and I got about 2,500 steps in. And then just throughout my afternoon, I would say I've gotten to about 4,500. Not very much for it being almost 2 p.m. So I just had lunch and I'm going on my second walk of the day. And like I was saying in my last vlog, I feel like
Walking 10K steps takes about an hour, 20 minutes if you do it straight and at a pretty quick pace. So I found for me what works best for my schedule is I have to break it up into 2 walks per day. One of those walks may be an hour, one of those walks with the other one being 20 to 30 minutes, or I'll do like 2 45-minute walks. And so my tip for walking 10K steps a day, if you can't do an hour, 20, hour and a half walk at one time, is to find 2 times in your day where you can fit them in. A lot of times for me, it's either usually pretty much in the morning I have to walk if I'm going to hit my steps that day. And then the other time is either right after lunch if I'm working from home, because they say it's good to eat or to walk after eating actually to help your digestion. And then the other time that I'll do it if I can't do a midday walk is in the evening before or after dinner. And depending on the weather, I'll do that on the treadmill or outside. So like today, stunning outside, holy cow. So I'm able to do it outside, but like last week we had snow and it was 15 degrees. Like that's how crazy Nashville weather changes. So I was on the treadmill at like 6 p.m. after dinner watching YouTube videos and walking to get my 10,000 steps in. My other tip is to habit stack. So by this I mean listen or do something that you enjoy doing while you're walking. If you're not someone who just likes to walk in silence, which it's good for you to do that, but I understand if you don't want to do that. And so what I do for this is I listen to my favorite podcasts, my favorite upbeat, like great music, or I'll call my mom. And those are the 3 things that I'll do while I'm walking outside. And then when I'm on the treadmill, I'll usually watch YouTube videos or read. Sometimes I'll bring my Kindle and it's easy to do that on the treadmill. And so like do something that you like to do or you enjoy, listen to an audiobook, put together a little walking playlist, and just do something that you like to do and that you enjoy. If you really hate walking, but you like know that it's going to be good for you, you can always motivate yourself with cute little workout outfits, better walking shoes. I love my Hokas. Those are my favorite to walk in. I'm not wearing them today. I'm wearing my New Balances because I'm breaking them in for Disneyland in a few days. I'm so excited. It's actually good for me to learn how to walk with this camera because I will be doing a lot of that in my Disneyland vlogs. So my third tip for walking 10,000 steps a day is to pick up your pace. So right now I'm like walking comfortably because I'm also talking to you guys, but like if I pick up my pace a little bit, I find that one, you get more steps in longer, which is great, or you get more steps in a shorter amount of time, which is great, and it gets your heart rate up. When I'm on the treadmill, it's easier to notice that I'm usually working in zone 2 cardio, which my Oura Ring, I love my Oura Ring for tracking my steps. I feel like it's a very accurate step tracker. And so I love that my Oura Ring tells me when I'm in zone 1 or zone 2 cardio, and when I'm walking at a faster pace, I can get up to zone 2 cardio, which they say is the best for like fat burning actually. So that's a good little tip right there. Obviously, if you're walking outside, tip 4, just be safe. Always have your phone or something on you for protection. I always have this birdie on my keys. I've actually worked with them before. It's like an alarm. And so I never walk past dusk or super early in the morning when it's dark out. I always make sure that this is light out, that there's other people out that I'm walking past that I know well, that are usually pretty populated, and I always wear that birdie alarm on me. We're going to keep walking. If you like walking vlogs, I've started doing them on my TikTok, and some I post to YouTube Shorts as well. And so I'll link them in the description box so you can watch these little walking vlogs that I do on short form.
Okay, and now after my walk, I'm going to make a protein strawberry matcha. This has been my obsession for spring. I just feel like matcha is so perfect. A strawberry matcha specifically is so good for spring. So I'm just gonna make this little peak matcha. I love how this is like so easy to take on the go. It's just like this little serving of their Sun Goddess matcha, radiant bioavailable full spectrum ceremonial grade. So I'm just gonna mix this with some hot water from my Breville, and then 1 cup of Fairlife protein milk, so 13 grams of protein right here. And then this is gonna be the strawberry flavor. This is the amazing vegan protein flavor I was showing you guys. Dole Whip strawberry. It's 130 calories per scoop with 20 grams of protein. So this doesn't taste just like a strawberry protein shake. I want to taste the matcha too, so I'm only going to do a half a scoop, which is about 10 grams of protein. So for my matcha, I actually use the hot water feature on the Breville.
Don't mind how dirty my like frother is. I need to deep clean that better. And then I just do this for just to really melt the matcha, and I don't need a ton of water. Okay, we're gonna make our strawberry milk. Now our matcha, this is about to be so pretty. So pretty, so frothy too with like the shake. That's so good. And then to give it a little bit more sweetness, just to get that fruity flavor, I'm gonna add this Chobani coffee creamer. This is the white chocolate raspberry, so not strawberry, but the raspberry is pretty similar. It'd also be good, I don't have the time to do this right now, but it'd also be good to make a cold foam with this creamer for on top. Oh my gosh, that would just be like actually perfection. Okay, there we go. Protein strawberry matcha. Oh yeah, that's so good.
All right, welcome to the last section of this video, which is my content corner. This is going to be a short one. Usually this is a good chunk of the video, but this month I have not been watching or reading very much. I feel like I don't even know why. What have I been doing? For shows, the only show that I've been watching this month consistently has been the new Bachelor series with Grant, and we're only on episode 4, I think, so I can't give like my full thoughts. I'm kind of just watching it to be social with my friends, and so he's sweet. Like, I don't know, The Bachelor, it's interesting nowadays. It's like so repetitive, so just watch it for like a good laugh and a good time. I did watch, I think I already talked about Love is Blind in my last video. I don't know why I just have not been watching any TV or movies this month. No new movies, at least. Yeah, very weird for me. Like, I usually watch a ton, read a ton, but maybe I've just been busy. It's probably because I've been hitting my step goal. Like, at night I go on the treadmill now. But nevertheless, I promise next month I'll probably have some new things on the list, hopefully. But for books, I also have only read one book this month, which is crazy, but it was a 5-star read. So we're going to talk about it because you need to read this series. If you love romantasy, the Crimson Moth series, I read the first book, Crimson Moth or Heartless Hunter. It has 2 titles. I read that in January. I gave it, I think, 4 stars last month. I recapped it. This second book, Rebel Witch, this is a duology, so it's only 2 books, which is amazing. I feel like some of these fantasy writers, Fourth Wing, Rebecca Yarros, make these huge series out of storylines that don't need to be a 7-part series. I am going to be in my duology era this year. I love 2 books and done, 2 books and zipped up. This is also a YA book. I would say though it's a little bit on the spicier side for YA, so I would still say like 18 plus, but it is considered YA, which also means it is so fast paced. Okay, the first book was pretty fast paced. It had a little lull in the middle. This book, I'm giving it 5 stars because holy cow, I could not put it down. I read it in like a week and a half, and the chapters are so short, which make it so easy to just like read and move on to the next one. What's really fun about this book too is I actually read this before it was released because my friend Haley, she has a booktube. I'm gonna link it here because it's super good and she just started it. She reads a lot of romantasy and she got me on this series, but she found this in Barnes & Noble like a week and a half maybe before it was supposed to be on shelves. Someone put it out early. So she read it early, she tabbed it and left notes and everything, and then gave it to me to be able to read early as well. And so I got to read this with all of her fun notes and stuff, which just made it even sweeter. But 5 stars, such a good series. Basically, to give you a quick synopsis, for the first book, she is a witch in a time where witches are hunted down, and there's like a love triangle between one of her guy friends and his brother is a witch hunter, and yeah, it's like a cat and mouse game of them running around. One's trying to capture the other, use one another, get information from each other. Like, it is a back and forth in the first book. The second book, even better. Not a dull moment. Like, it seriously had me on my toes the whole book, which I have not read a book like that in a while. So if you're looking for a fun romantasy YA read, duology, here you go. Now, I will say what has put me
in only reading one book this month is because these two guys have been a struggle to read. You guys know I'm on my Game of Thrones journey. I'm almost to halfway through Clash of Kings. This one I knew was going to be intense. I knew it takes a while to like read a page because it's so detailed. But what I was not expecting is for me to be so behind with Onyx Storm. I picked this up at the end of January in Charleston, and I was so excited to finally read it, but I'm not at the point yet. My friends say like around page 250 is when like it starts getting really good. I'm like a little before that, so I have high hopes that once I get into this again, it's gonna pick back up, but as of now, it's really not doing anything for me. I'm actually not enjoying this. I loved Fourth Wing. I did not like Iron Flame. And now I just feel like done with the whole realm. Like the characters, I don't feel a connection to. Like, I don't know, guys. I'm worried. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this 7-part series. Like, I don't know if I can keep reading, but we'll see. I'm going to finish this book and then I'll make that decision if I'm going to read the fourth whenever it comes out, but I'm a little disappointed is all I have to say. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold my judgment till I finish this book, of course. Hopefully that'll be in March, and hopefully this will be in my April reset video, and I can recap then. But I'm also trying to get some Kindle Unlimited books. I need just some like quick reads. So if you guys have any like romance or romantasy quick reads that you think I would enjoy that are on Kindle Unlimited would be great. Let me know because I'm going to take this traveling with me, my new Kindle case. It's called Blueberries something from a small business called April Supply. I'll have it linked below because look at how freaking cute this case is. So let me know some recs that are quick reads because I need to catch up on my reading goal. And like I said earlier in this video, I want to read more in March. That was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment below, like this video, share it with a friend. It literally helps my channel grow so much, and I'm really excited just for this year. Like I said, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling motivated. I'm excited to bring that energy because I want you guys to feel that way as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.